So I am starting my reading vlog for Gideon the Ninth, and I think it's an audiobook. Listen, I'm new to Libby, or is it both? What is this? I can listen and read. Oh my god, that's so cool. Okay, very nice. Oh wait, I know why. I'm so stupid. I got Gideon the Ninth on Audible forever ago. That will make this so much easier. I was going to start off this vlog by saying how the only thing that I know about it is that it is a space opera with lesbians. So let's go. So I am on chapter 5 of Gideon the Ninth. I have been listening instead of reading a little bit about my audiobook habits. I have ADHD, so I listen to it at 1.7 speed. That is the only chance that I will be able to process what is going on. But I'm having still a bit of an issue. I think it might be because the narrator is British. There's something about the British accent when listening to audiobooks that I just want to tune out. I don't. So I'm gonna pause listening to it and actually read it. My thoughts so far, I think Gideon is really funny. They keep saying nav, but I think it's nave. Let me go to the index. Oh my god, I'm like a child. I'm going to just restart chapter 5 with actually reading it. But no, I really like both Gideon and Harrow. I think Gideon's voice is very cheeky, if we're going the British route. I'm very much liking it. Hopefully, physically reading it, I will retain more information about the story besides catching the jokes that Gideon says. Her and Harrow just fought, I think. This is the worst vlog ever. I'll update you guys next time. I have something to say. For my lunch today, I am taking the beef from last night's dinner and making a bowl out of it. We made homemade crunch wraps yesterday, and so I was like, why not just reuse? My phone could fall behind the stove so quickly. I would cry if that happened, but I think this is a better angle. I have cilantro. I'm just gonna cut a little bit of that on top. Don't do this at home. This is not a safe way to properly cut cilantro. I just don't want to dirty a knife and a cutting board. I almost just cut myself. And see, perfect. Beauty guru. That's not a good thing. Okay, there we go. Got my cilantro in there. I'm a bit of a mess. I'm gonna put my cheese next. Just good old Mexican Ford cheese from Kraft. Sprinkle that in. Got me some tomatoes pre-diced because really anything that requires less work for me is what I love. I'm gonna put a little bit extra in. I don't eat that much tomato. I don't eat that many vegetables. Not as much as I should, definitely. And then I have guacamole, spicy guacamole. Gonna just do a little plop. 2 little pops. I love me some guac. And I do not get enough of it. Oh, hi, baby. My cat is just hanging out next to me. I think there's somebody at the door. Oh, sour cream. And voila, I have my very simple rice bowl. Nothing fell. Nothing fell. God, I'm a disaster. I'm gonna go eat this now. No updates in the book yet. I don't know if you can see that. So, from the audiobook to reading, it's not Nave, it's Nav. Gideon Nav. Nav is Gideon's last name. And do you guys want a tour of my stickers on my Kindle? We have Read More Books. I have a few of these postage stickers. Oh, just these 2 on my Kindle. I have the others on my laptop. Those are for Taylor Swift albums. Speak Now, because it's album number 3 and it's the 3 cents, and Fearless. But yeah, so Read More Books, my Arthur library card, Crying Over Fictional Characters, and the ticket, the shiny ticket that is Admit One, Emotional Damage by Fictional Characters. And then we have, this was from some Etsy shop for something that I can't remember. This one is also from some Etsy shop. The cat in the teacup was for a mug. I have an Eldritch D20 and a tarot card that says Slow Burn, the Reader. You may see some wear on these, and that is because my cat has tried to eat them. She likes to lick stickers, and I can't stop her from doing anything, so she's my baby, so I let her do what she will. Most of these were on my tablet before I broke my tablet, but they were really, a lot of them came off really nicely and were able to re-stick on. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are from the same shop. It is from an artist named Viva. I really like her work. She actually also did this shirt, this Enemies to Lovers book club shirt. I'm a big fan of her, and I think I'm almost done with my lunch break, so I will have to go. I had to restart this entire book because I started reading from where I supposedly left off in the audio, and it didn't make any fucking sense to me. So I was like, okay, let me go back and read, and maybe that will help me, and it has. So I do think that this is going to be just reading, no audiobook, because I'm not in the headspace for an audiobook right now. There's no chance that I'll absorb any of it. And I will talk to you guys next time I have an update. I have settled in for the night, washed my hair, moisturized, and I am planning on getting through a good chunk of Gideon the Ninth, as well as doing some research reading for a work in progress that I'm working on. And that's all I'll say on that. That's not how you spell fetid. Goddamn British. Why would you spell it voted? Fetid. Ugh. Hi. What are you doing? The way she sits, she looks like some monster out of a Miyazaki film. I call her my little Miyazaki monster. I'm loving these vibes. There is something about Gideon as a character that deeply reminds me of Percy Jackson. I don't know how to explain it. Does anyone else get this feeling? Because I love it. Yesterday I didn't get as much reading done as I would have liked, so I'm hoping today to really plow through some of Gideon the Ninth. They have just got into the first house, and we've met the, what are they called? The Cavalier and the whatever of the 7th house. And it's been interesting. I'm having to learn some new words from this, which is new for me. I usually am able to pick up on context clues, but I'm having to use the dictionary a lot to understand some of the words that are being used. So yeah. I have my Dr. Pepper, strawberries and cream, 0 sugar. This shit is so good. If you're a fan of Dr. Pepper, I highly recommend. So Gideon and Harrow have just come to the palace of the first house, and they are sitting around with all of the other adepts and cavaliers. I remembered the name now. And we learn that the religion that they practice in the 9th house is not the same that everyone else does. Everyone else worships the basically God King. I'll use some Warhammer 40k verbiage there. He's undying and immortal. It's giving very much like the grim dark. However, for Warhammer 40k is described, it's giving like a light version of that, which I really enjoy because I think 40k is a little bit too much, and so I like the bit of levity that Gideon brings to such a dour world. And yeah, so that's where we're at, and I'm going to keep reading. I love the names. There's the Swordmaster's name. Of course, not saying it, I can't pronounce it. It was Agnomia or something along those lines. I really like that. And then we have Protesilis here, and just, I really have to pay attention to the names and sound them out and be like, oh, okay, so that's what it is. Sometimes I skim over them, but every now and then I'm just like, can I say this name? So we're really getting the setup for the plot of the story in this chapter, which is Gideon, through forced cooperation, is to help Harrowhawk in these trials to become a lictor, which is like the king's special personal guard who are granted immortality but can still die. And so the hope is that everyone from the 8 houses will become lictors, both the adepts and the cavaliers, but it's possible that they won't. So okay, so someone was just like, what do we have to do to achieve lictorhood? And the priests who greeted everyone when they landed were like, well, I don't know. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Oh my god. A skeleton took Gideon and Harrow to the wing that had been set aside for the night. They were led deep into the fortress of the first, past ruined statuary within the gorgeous wreck of Cannon House, the wraith-like, mansion-like hulk lying sprawled and choked around them. They passed rooms with vaulted ceilings, full of green light where the sun shone through thick algae on glass. They passed broken windows and windows wrecked with salt and wind, and open shadowed arches where reeked rooms too musty to be believed. They said absolutely jack to each other, except when they were taken down flights of stairs to their rooms, and Gideon looked out the windows now into the featureless lumps of blackness and said thoughtlessly, "The lights are broken." Harrow turned to her for the first time since they left the shuttle, eyes glittering like beetles beneath the veil, mouth puckered up like a cat's asshole. "Griddle," she said, "this planet spins much faster than ours." At Gideon's continued blank expression, "It's night, you tool." They did not speak again. The removal of the light strangely made Gideon feel very tired. She couldn't escape its having been there, even though Drearbur's brightest was darker than the darkest shadows of the first. Their wing turned out to be low on the level, right beneath the dock. There were a few lights here outside the huge windows, making big blue shadows out of the iron struts that held up the landing platform above them. Far below, the sea roared invisibly. There was a bed for Harrow, an enormous platform with feathery, tattered drapes, and a bed for Gideon, except that it was placed at the foot of Harrow's bed, which she could not have noped at harder. She set herself up with a mass of musty bedding and pillows in front of a huge window in the next room, and left Harrow back in the bedroom with a bleak expression and probably blacker thoughts. Gideon was too tired even to wash her face or undress properly. Exhaustion had spread upward through her toes, spiking up her calves, freezing the bottom of her spine. As she stared out the window into the bluish-blackish of night after a day, she heard a huge overhead grinding sound, a big velvety pool of metal on metal, a rhythmic scrape. Gideon watched, paralyzed, as one of the very expensive shuttles fell hugely and silently over the landing platform. It dropped like a suicide and seemed to hang gray and shining in the air. Then it fell from sight. To its left, another, farther left, another. The scrapping ceased, skeletal feet pattered away. Gideon fell asleep. And we're on to Act 2. Gideon took the opportunity to turn tail and, not run, but slope extremely fast in the direction of anywhere but there. I love you. No, they should focus on you. You're the star. The dishwasher. My camera doesn't know who to focus on. Oh, your ears are cold. Are you gonna hang out with me? Do you want me to read to you? I can read to you. You want to read some Gideon the Ninth? Oh, look at those airplane ears. Maybe not. It was in this frame of mind, reckless with disappointment, that she pushed her way at random through a collection of dark, empty antechambers and up a flight of damp brick steps, and then suddenly she found herself outside in a terraced garden. The sun blazed down through a canopy of glass or some thick, transparent flex. It was admittedly a garden only in a very sad sense of the word. Wherever the first house grew its food leaves, they didn't grow them here. The salt was thick on each metal strut. I don't think she's liking my reading. Trying to get it to focus on you, like you were like some makeup thing. Oh, are you leaving me? No, you're just gonna sit. Do you want me to bother you or not? You're sending me kind of mixed signals. Do you want me to read more? The sun blazed down through a canopy of glass or some thick, transparent plex. It was admittedly a garden only in the very sad sense of the word. Wherever the first house grew its fruit leaves, they didn't grow them here. The salt was thick on each metal strut. The planters were full of shrubby, stunted green things, with long stems and drooping blossoms. Bleached from the thick, white light overhead. Weird fragrances rose like heat above them, heavy smells, strange smells. Nothing that grew on the ninth had a real scent. Not the moss and spores in its caves, and not the dried-out vegetables cultivated in the fields. The plex ended in a genuinely open area where the wind ruffled the wrinkled leaves of some wrinkled old trees, and there, under an awning in the undulating sun, looking like a long-stemmed, drooping blossom herself, was Dulcina. That's what I'm assuming. She was entirely alone. Her man-hulk was nowhere to be seen. Lying in a chair, she looked flimsy and tired. Fine lines marked the corner of the eyes and the mouth. And she was wearing a fashionable and inane hat. She was dressed in something light and clingy that she had not yet hawked blood upon. It looked as though she were sleeping, and Gideon, not for the first time, felt a spike of pity. She tried to backtrack, but it was too late. She's dying for under the chin scratches right now. Got that sweet spot. Are you gonna come up here? You want on the desk? He's gonna lay out of sight. Oh, maybe not. I think that's enough reading with Ursa for now. Can I have a kiss? Thank you. Hi, hello. I am setting up to shoot a video. I'm using this little microphone because I'm hoping to reduce the noise of my Roomba in the background cleaning. But I did want to give an update on Gideon the Ninth because I am about 50% through the book. There was that death at the end of, I believe, chapter 16, and that surprisingly upset me a lot. Like, way more than I thought it would have. I didn't think I had gotten attached to the characters, but oh boy, that sure was something. So now things have really heated up. Gideon and Harrow have gotten through their first and now second trial. They have 3 keys in total. They've partnered with the 7th house. I absolutely love Gideon's whole. I love that she has a crush on both the 7th house necromancer and 3rd Corona Beth, I believe her name is. Gideon is such a simple woman. And I appreciate that. And then just her growing feelings for Harrow. It's very entertaining to read. I'm still having a great time. I am going slower through this than I would most things, and I don't know if it is the fact that it is a sci-fi, which I have trouble with normally, or if it's because of the very verbose descriptions of the rooms that my tiny little brain cannot comprehend. I've learned a lot of words, a lot of British words. Too many, I think. And that is where I'm at. I am starting chapter 21. Gideon has almost just died. So I'll update you soon. I am 72% of the way into Gideon the Ninth, and I'm hoping to finish it tonight, hopefully. It's really good. I'm at the part where it's something that I suspected when Septimus was talking about how she mentioned something about how you could use other lives for batteries and that you could get a necromancer who was super powerful. And then also with just the mysterious deaths of the children of the Ninth, I was like, oh, there's something here. There's a connection there. And that has just been revealed. I really love Harrow and Gideon's relationship. I really like a lot of the characters, and I don't know, I just really like this book. It's so good. There are some parts where I am confused by a lot of the talk and like the necromancer magic and the British words, but it's very, very good. I like it a lot. And yeah, I will probably come back to you with my final thoughts on the book in the next check-in. So I finished Gideon the Ninth last night, and I'm unwell. That was so good, and I need to read Harrow the Ninth right away because I need to know what happens. I need to know what happens with Gideon's body, what Corona Beth is doing, what Camilla is doing. I need to know. And oh my god, Harrow delivered some of the most heartbreaking lines in those last few pages. Oh my god. First flower of the ninth house. Ah! There were so many heartbreaking lines. Just, it was really good. And I have requested Harrow the Ninth from Libby, so it's a 4-week wait. I have to commend the book for its voice. It is such a unique, refreshing voice. Concept I really liked. It's something that I haven't ever really read from a book. Sorry, I'm pulling up Kindle notes and shit. Oh my gosh, I cannot conceive a universe without you in it. Are you kidding me? The entire point of me is you. Going from the first few lines where it was just like, I hope you die, to that is crazy. Literally, my first highlight is, all because, said Gideon, checking her clock again, I completely fucking hate you because you are a hideous witch from hell. No offense. To it just... the most heart-wrenching things. I don't know what to do with myself now. I'll probably do another reading vlog of Hero and just kind of continue that because, oh my god, this is so good. This is so good. Well, if you watched, thank you. And I will see you in the next video.